all the sports and basketball loving fans out there. Let me start by saying, for those who know me and know my background in sports, I can't hide the fact that my first love is volleyball. Okay, let's get that out there. Having said that, I grew up in a basketball-loving family. Actually, a sports family. Golf, basketball. Ako nag-volleyball, we bike, we skateboarded, everything. But yeah, basketball-loving family, just like this basketball-loving country. And so I'm so excited to be part of the first ever historical professional commercial women's basketball team. In this country that loves basketball, I always share this story when I go abroad, no? Nowadays, my love is biking, and I bike all over the country, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And everywhere I go, you will find people playing basketball. Okay? It can be a well-made basketball court na meron pang beautiful covered court yan, or it can be a hole in the wall na hindi man lang sementado and it's literally a ring hanging by its last leg para lang makapag-basketball pa rin ng mga Pilipino. That's how much Filipinos love basketball. But meanwhile, I want to point out that Filipinos honor women and Filipinos take pride in their empowered women. Just a little bit of history. In the Olympics, there were, if I recall correctly, there were 13 participants, 13 athletes who joined, and around half were women, and the lone medalist was a woman, Hidilyn Diaz, our Olympic contender as well. Good luck, no? Sayo, Hidilyn, and all the rest. In the Asian Games, the 4 gold medals that the country got were all by women. And finally, in the Southeast Asian Games, more than half of the medal haul, more than half, were women. So it is high time that we have a league that will be played by the Amazonas of our country for this basketball-loving country. And it is my pride and honor to be part of it.
Thank you, Senator Cayetano. Of course, joining Senator Cayetano on our panel is first, of course, I mentioned earlier, WNBL is sanctioned and supervised by the Games and Amusements Board. And we have no less than the chairman of the Games and Amusements Board, Chairman Abraham Bahab Mitla, in attendance. Chairman, can you take the please?
Thank you, Anthony, Senator Tia, Rose. Good afternoon. And to everyone out there listening and watching to us. It's a great honor and privilege to be here today. The Games and Amusements Board, composed of myself, Commissioner Edrin and Commissioner Mama Sanggit, we're very honored and very happy that it is during this time, during the time of President Duterte, that women's professional basketball is going to happen. Yes, there's been women basketball, but turning professional is, I may say, going up another notch. Please allow me to also mention that it is only during this time of President Duterte wherein football, chess, as well as other sports and leagues have turned professional. Maybe because they feel that, because of the pandemic these days, no? But prior to that, marami ng ibang nag-professional. So today we're here in the Women's National Basketball League, and Senator Pia has mentioned a lot of achievements for women athletes. I think it's, Ma'am Rose said it already, a year ago or a few months ago. It's actually women empowerment, and people love to watch basketball. Males, people look up to basketball idols that are Ramon Fernandez, and several others. But it's time for the women to shine. In America, if there's NBA, there's WNBA, and I think there's also WNBL in America, and affiliated to this. So we're not used to seeing women play basketball, but this is a trailblazing move by the WNBL. We're happy to be part of it. There are some things that just need to be settled, and I'm sure it's going to be settled before we all start. The safety of the athletes is the mandate of the Games and Amusements Board, and looking after their welfare is really our mandate. And we feel that this first ever conference being named Senator Pia Cayetano Cup is also a great honor, naming the inaugural tournament under a senator slash athlete up to today. Ever since we were growing up, we used to see her very active, and up to today. Kaya kami rin magiging active din katulad niya. Anyway, so of course we're very close to Speaker Alan, and Ren, and of course si Mayor Lino, who I was with watching the PBA when we were still young, in their kitchen and in their garage. Anyway, so thank you very much for this opportunity. On behalf of the Games and Amusements Board, thank you very much. Magandang hapon po.
Of course, also on the panel is the Executive Vice President of the Women's National Basketball League, Ms. Rose Montreal. And now, I believe Ms. Montreal has a opening statement.
Yeah. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Senator Pia Cayetano, Chairman Abraham Kalimitra of the Games and Amusement Board. Thank you for making it in today's much-anticipated ceremony. This is very exciting and inspiring day for every one of us in the WNBL, ang tunay na liga ng atletang Pilipina, as we are all set to make her story once again. On behalf of our Chairman President Celso O. Mercado, Vice President for Basketball Operations Mr. Edward Aquino, the teams of the Women's National Basketball League, it is an honor for me to personally welcome the newest member of our growing WNBL Filipinas family. There was no doubt in my mind that she is the right person to approach to take the league to new heights. Welcome, Senator Pia Cayetano. Thank you, ma'am, for lending your valuable endorsement to the very first professional women's basketball league in the country, as we work together in our shared advocacy of women empowerment. We believe in the mantra that anything a man can do, we women can do better. We hope that this will be the start of inspiring generation of young girls that they can dream and that they can achieve their dreams. Senator Pia herself is a role model, beginning her days as a student athlete in high school and in college. To this day, in spite of her hectic schedule in the Senate, she still manages to stay physically fit as competitive age group triathlete. We are thrilled to start the latest chapter of our beloved league with one of the leading faces of women empowerment. As such, it is my privilege to officially proclaim the upcoming WNBL season as a professional league as the Pia Cayetano WNBL season 2021. Again, thank you, Madam Senator.
Thank you, Ma'am Rose. Now, we will be opening the floor to our media partners for the question and answer portion. And I would like to request everybody to please first type your name and also your affiliation, and then to also include the name of the person or persons who you wish to answer your question. And we'd also like to ask everybody to please limit your questions to subject matters that are germane to the WNBL. So for our first question, it's coming from Mike Bolillo of Business World. It's addressed to Senator Cayetano, and Mike would like to know, Madam Senator, can you please talk about the significance of the WNBL in relation to first, return of sports in the country, and second, in growing women's leagues here.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Return of sports in the country and the importance of growing sport. Tama ba?
Yes.
Return of sports and its importance. Mike, no? Mike?
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for that question. I can talk about that all day. I truly believe that a lot of the discipline that I have as a senator, my dedication, my determination, and I've been told in the Senate by both those who watch the debates that I'm very patient, I'm very persistent, matatag daw ako. And I attribute that to my background as an athlete. You know, the brain is a simple mechanism eh. Turuan mo yung utak mo na maging marunong magtiyaga, marunong dumaan sa hirap. So kahit anong pagawa mo, yun yung frame of mind. It's the same frame of mind that I use. And that's why I love being an athlete. I'm so proud that both my daughters did all their years in UP as athletes as well, football naman. And I really encourage all young kids to get into some kind of sport. So why is this so important? As I already said, it's the mindset that it gives young people at an early age. But also, I want to point out that I also want their parents to see what kind of children they can be, what kind of adults their children and young people their children can become. So it's not just the child. Why is it so important? Kasi nung bata ako, and baka will probably remember this, pag nag-sports ang babae, and ang dami kong experience sa classmates ko, sasabihin ko, "Higa, bike tayo." Ay, my dad doesn't allow me to bike kasi mawawala daw yung virginity ko. And I'm like, ano yung virginity? Hindi ko pa nga alam yung virginity. I'm gonna be very blatant here because this is part of the education process. Tapos sabi, ano daw, mabe-break or masisira yung hymen. Ano yung hymen? I mean, seriously, I was 8 years old. Okay? Ma-high level yung sex education ko, pero at that age, hindi ko alam kung anong kinalaman. Ang totoo pala, wala mo talagang kinalaman sa virginity yung sports, di ba? So, ganun yung mga views noon. I think ngayon, mas bihira kasi pag tinatanong ko yung daughters ko and yung mga teammates nila. By the way, Rose, I want to share with you, nung nag-lockdown, alam na ni Bahang to, nung nag-lockdown, at syempre lahat ng athletes pinuwi, no? Live with us. Kaya meron akong kalahati ng football team sa bahay ko. Pwede na kami lumaban ng basketball. Women's basketball. Pwede na. Oo, kasi 5 babae yun eh. So, pwede na. Pero ganun kasi kaya I feel so blessed because if you see my pictures on Facebook and Instagram, yung living room ko, mukhang gym. And that's our lifestyle. So, that's why, to answer your question, Mike, if we can include sports and fitness in more lives, in more homes, we will have healthier Filipinos. Like I said, hindi ko papakawalan tong mic na to. I can go on and on. One of the biggest health problems we will face, and this goes into my work as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Sustainable Development Goals, Innovation, and Future Thinking. One of the biggest health problems we're going to have, aside from COVID, as we're dealing with this is a problem, is diabetes and high blood sugar and all the effects of that. But this can be, this disease lifestyle. So kung marami pa lang, bata pa lang, ganyan na yung lifestyle, pag naging teenager sila, o pati sa mga parents na huwag muna mag-boyfriend, nadidelay din yung pag-boyfriend yan. Kasi seryoso, I'm not against having a boyfriend, ha? Alam ni Baham yan, mga boyfriend ko, alam niya na yan. Pero it really consumes them, and it's a good passion to consume them. Anyway, I have more to say, but I think that will suffice for now. Not to mention that if you look at other countries, and Rose and I were talking on the side, that in other countries, this is really a profession for many of them. Unfortunately, of course, human lang tayo. At some point, you cannot be as competitive as you were before. But during your prime years, you can make a profession out of it. And I'll go into that later. I'm sure there'll be other questions because I still have more to say about it. But I'll end for now.
Okay. The second question from Mike Murillo is for Miss Montreal. Mike would like to know, ma'am, how ready is the WNBL for the opening this Saturday, and what are the challenges that are facing the league right now, if any?
Yeah, Mike, thank you for that question. Number one, we're very confident because we are guided accordingly by the medical and the pro-game section of the Games and Amusement Board. Chairman Baham himself is basically hands-on, I mean, when it comes to like reviewing protocols and all that. The ultimate goal of the tournament or the league both for NBL and WNBL, isa lang naman lagi yung sinasabi namin with our teams, that we all come in, that we all start the league all negative from COVID-19, and we end the league also with a champion that we are still COVID-19 free. I mean, everybody. I mean, that's basically the ultimate goal.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Okay, our next question is from Matthew Lee of Tiebreaker Times. This is for Senator Cayetano. Matthew would like to know, how happy are you that there are that after all these years, there's not just one but two professional leagues for women? We're talking about WNBL and the Premier Volleyball League.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I said, Matthew, my first love is volleyball, no? So, clearly, I'm very happy to see that the volleyball-loving athletes, as I was, during the day when I played sa UAAP, mabibilang po yung mga tao sa bleachers. Mostly the bleachers empty, and then andun yung parents ko, andun yung parents ni Marisa Beltran. Marisa is the wife of Coach Eric Altamirano. Maybe parents of one or two other teammates, maybe one or two boyfriends, that's it. Ay, then may old-timer na nag-cheer, mga alumni ng UP, dalawa sila, matatanda. That's it. So ngayon, pag pumunta ka na, wow, pahirapan maghanap ng ticket, I'm so proud and so happy for the development of the sport. So yeah, I'm very happy to see this and the fact that, what happened to me, when I graduated from college, I had the chance of staying in the country and playing some more because I was already a member of the Philippine team, or moving forward with my life. Kasi wala namang sweldo yung Philippine team. Magkano lang allowance namin doon? 2,000 pesos yata or 600, hindi ko na maalala. So for me, I wanted to be responsible then. It was not a very, it wasn't a very promising future, to choose that. And that's why I'm happy that now, imagine at the age of 21, you'll graduate from college, tapos nagsa-start pa lang yung career mo, di ba? As a player, wala na. Well, kami, as college players, talagang wala na. And unless mag-pursue ka sa Philippine team, which in my case kasi, eventually went to law school, hindi ko na yan nakaya i-balance. Which brings me later to another topic. If no one asks, I'll talk about her, Dr. Cayet. Kasi when we talk about role models, but I want to have a separate discussion on that later on. So my point is, I'm so happy that at the height of their career, they can continue, they can graduate from collegial, and then they can go into professional. And if they make it to the Philippine team, why not? But during their prime years, they have it. I'm very happy for that. And it's so important. I want to encourage more sponsors to come in. Why? These are amazing human beings that will be role models for your daughters, for your little nieces. When I'm biking across the country, these young kids shout, ay, babae. Naka-shades ako, naka-helmet, siguro nakikita lang nila ponytail ko. Diba? Ewan ko kung yung legs ko mukha bang babae, di ko alam, mukhang panlalaki na natin yung legs ko. Pero, babae, that's how odd pala it is pa rin for them. So sponsors, put your money where you want to see the future of women in this country, because this empowers women in this country.
Well, I guess that also would answer the second half of Matthew's question, which is, what do you want to see in terms of growth of both leagues over the next few years?
Yeah, just to summarize that, not only do you improve the potential of the athletes themselves so that we get better in the international field, because that's really your barometer, di ba? We can have fun here, but you want to keep increasing the level of competitiveness so that when we play in the Southeast Asian, in the Asian, and in the international field, nakikita natin na umaangat tayo. But beyond that is the quality of people these athletes become and the role models that they are for the rest of the young girls in the country and for the parents in the country. I have nothing against what other people do outside of sports, but I am all for the lifestyle of these athletes. I can't say enough about the discipline, the time management. A lot of them are student athletes or worker athlete. When I say work, they could be anything. They could be a professional. They could be a teacher. They could be a coach. They're working aside from being an athlete. And then half of them are mothers pa. breastfeeding pa. So, I can go on and on about the role model these women athletes are, and that is the future that I want Filipinos to see in the women of the Philippines.
Actually, do we need a mic or I can be heard? I can be heard. No? We don't wanna, it's just that, since well, of course this is basketball, WNBL, but the topic on volleyball came in, on the same day, also for the first time in the history, there's also going to be a professional volleyball league that's going to start. No? So very historic itong Sabado na to. And we did not have any problems with the WNBL, but we had some problems with the volleyball in the past. In fact, we issued a cease and desist order because we feel that they are playing as a professional league. No? But these things have been set aside and settled. No? And they're now starting. So this weekend also. As Senator Pia was explaining earlier, there are some people who look at this as a career. No? After playing collegiate ball, where do you go? No? People get married, go into different fields. But here, because of WNBL and the volleyball league, there's now a career track for women athletes. And I was fortunate enough to be asked to speak in the Philippine Sports Commission convention. And a lot of these high school coaches and even athletes were intently listening. So parang now there is already a career track for them. Unlike before, after collegiate ball, goodbye. Wala nang pupuntahan. Ngayon, you can continue to train, you can continue to condition yourself and make this a livelihood. And because it is livelihood and because it's professional, it comes with responsibilities. And we have undergone a lot of seminars sa mga officials and sa mga players din that you have to treat your license as a very valuable thing. It can be taken out at any time. It is it's not a it's a privilege, it's not a right. If you abuse it, then you will lose it. It's just like if you're drunk driving siguro or abusive driving, then you lose your license to drive. Ito, you may lose your license to play if you are caught, especially kung game fixing. Nako, yan ang pinaka-matindi. And of course, unprofessional behavior. So, we value the spirit of professionalism, and you have to give it your all. You have to respect your game officials and your teammates as well as yourself. No? So you have to the players that are listening. I know you heard this already, but I'm repeating it over and over again, and you're going to hear this often. That it comes, being a professional comes with responsibilities. Hindi lang ganun yan. It can be taken out at any time and you can be barred from playing. So lang tayo, laro lang, let's give it our all. And just like our hanap buhay, di ba? Alagaan din natin yung mga careers at mga sarili natin. And let's make sure that we are match fit. Hindi yung biglaan, laro na kaagad. Mai-injure tayo niyan, mahirap. Okay, thank you.
Very well said, Chairman. Now, for our next question, Senator Cayetano mentioned the name of Dr. Phil Caimlet a while ago. So, in relation to that, Ria Arevalo of Radio Pilipinas DOS would like to ask Ms. Montreal, can you please give us some updates as regards to the teams and the players, like how many teams, who are the star players, and how are they feeling? What's the response that finally they will get to play professionally?
Okay, Ma'am Ria of Sir Anthony
Radio
from Radio
Pilipinas.
Pilipinas. Basically, for the inaugural season, we have 5 teams. We have Glutagens Glow Boosters, we have the Paranaque Lady Aces, we have the Taguig Lady Generals, we have the Quezon Lady Spartan, and we also have the Pacific Water Queens. On my way here, 2 military teams would still like to join, but we've drafted the format already. So we just advise them because so they will definitely be part of the second season. With regards to how they feel, I guess this is worth sharing with the good senator. The reason for me really going to Gab, to Chairman Baan, is that a lot of women bowlers have this feeling that having their own league, a professional league, is a long overdue thing. Majority of them, after UAAP, they just see each other on the weekend, they chip in for entry fee for Queens of the Court, and the other recreational league. In fact, to mention Dr. Phil Kainget, I was advised that during her days in the med school, she really dominates the women's basketball league in the med school. And then, when she heard her name being drafted as the first draft pick of the first professional basketball league for women, she was actually in a surgery. I mean, she was in the operating room, and according to her, the way she said it, talagang tumulo lahat, Ma'am Rose, ang luha ko, basang-basa yung scrub suit ko, because I never really expected to be drafted talaga, lalo na yung first draft pick pa. We have a very, very good women player in the person of Ariana Lin. She used to play for FAU Tamaraws, but for the longest time, Ma'am Pia, and Senator Pia, she's been playing abroad as an import. And for her, she once shared in one of our discussions, Ma'am Rose, kahit isang season lang, let me play for this. Let me play for this league because sa amin, like sa batch ko, if we can increase pa yung age level, because this is long overdue for us, ang tagal namin hinintay. Nobody even bothered to spearhead it or something. But of course, hindi naman matutulayan without the help of Chairman Bakang Mitra. From day one, si Chairman talaga, he really guided us until makapag-press con kami, until makapag-draft combine kami with this team, the pro games team, and the medical section. We'll be forever grateful also to the Games and Amusement Board. Thank you, Chairman Bakang.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And with that, the next question is from Mike Murillo of Business World. This is for Chairman Mitra. Chairman, how fluid was the process of granting the WNBL its license and allowing it to start? Maybe you'd like to talk about the the process, how they applied and how it was approved.
Yes, normally the professional games division with the help of the legal division goes over the documents, the rules of the game, the Securities and Exchange Commission papers, and also the financial capability of the leagues and the technical capability of the leagues to start, have their tournaments, and of course give the prizes and conclude. Some people have looked at this as a problem, but at GAB we looked at it as a possible parang it's a way to resume playing. There are a number of leagues that are not professional that have stopped. There are some leagues that were not professional that have turned professional now, but we feel that it has and will continue to flourish. And we make sure we study, we interview, we spend time with the league organizers. And with the experience of the people in GAB, which inabutan na lang namin, we feel that they already know who is who and who knows how to run a tournament and who doesn't. No? So it's been very fluid, easy, and so far no major problems. Yes, there was a problem in other leagues, and we had our own share of difficulties, but I don't think this will happen here. And I think that's a big eye-opener what happened in the Visayas, and no other league would want that to happen again. And a warning was given to them, suspensions, and case is being prepared to go after these people who are doing game fixing. So I don't think that will happen here. So easy naman dito, no problem.
Well, that's nice to hear, Chairman. Now, for our next question, it's from Ruben Terrado of spin.ph. Ruben would like to ask Senator Cayetano, how do you see sports as a whole under the new normal? I mean, do you expect that more people will still be playing sports after this?
Yes, definitely. You know, one of the learnings that we have during this time of COVID, well, let me preface my statement that it's stupidity if we cannot come out of this and learn new things, okay? So we need to have an open mind and we need to look at the silver lining and see what did we learn? What did we learn during this time? And one thing we learned is health is so important. So the need for physical activity, not just for your physical well-being, but for your mental and emotional well-being is well established. And I think so many people can now attest to that. Even people who used to say, wala naman sa akin yun, wala naman yan, ano ba yung mga wellness, or kailangan mag-walking, wala. But when you actually are in a situation, as we all experience, that we couldn't leave our house, not allowed to go out, diba? The earliest days, the super strict lockdown, you can't even go out and bike and walk. That's so hard on us. So my learning here and what I see the future of sports is, it will help all of us never ever to take for granted that we can breathe, that we can pant, that we can sweat. Because pwede palang tanggalin sa atin yun, di ba? And if we don't act responsibly, and if I may, let me just quickly mention, there has been very strong criticism internationally on the recent football games. Kasi, di ba, it was open sa stadium and matao. So, ako rin, I just want to, of course, I speak naman regularly with Chairman Baham, pero we just have to be mindful and responsible to do it in a way that is consistent with our need to crack down on COVID and end this pandemic, di ba? But having said that, ayan, sabi nga ni Chairman Baham, no audience tayo. Let's watch online, let's support online, but we can continue. And over the years, and technically, doon ako masaya kasi doon ang possibility na doon sa mga lugar na allowed naman ang pick-up games, di ba? You can do that in open air, depending on what protocols are in place. So, I truly believe that sports will even grow. The need for sports, the importance of sports in our lives will continue to grow after this pandemic that we all experienced.
Thank you, Senator. Now, the second half of Ruben's question is for Ms. Montreal. Ma'am, Ruben would like to know any updates as regards to the opening. Do you have any surprises, or where can we watch this?
Yeah.
And also, he would like to know a quick rundown of the safety protocols of the league.
Yeah, Ruben Terrado of Spain, thank you, Ben. We're definitely going to open on the 17th. We'll start the ceremony at 2:30 p.m. It's gonna be live on Solar Sports, live on the NBL FB page and YouTube channel. And of course, it's going to be live on our newest broadcast partner, our digital partner, SIG Network. 2:30 p.m. will be the opening ceremony, and then for WNBL, we'll be giving 6 citations to organizations and personalities who paved the way for the development of Philippine women's basketball in the country. And we're going to enshrine 4 personalities to the WNBL Hall of Fame. After that, we'll do a virtual parade for the WNBL, and our ambassador, Kiefer Ravena, will officially open the Pia Cayetano WNBL Season 2021 Open. After that, we'll also have a virtual parade for the NBL teams, and then a very short program with some of the VIPs, of course, Chairman Baham included, and the NBL, as a proud member of the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, we've also invited Executive Director Sonny Barrios to give his message for the for the league opening. And then we'll have one game, 4 to 6 live at Solar Sports, WNBL first game between the Glutagens Glow Boosters and the Pacific Water Queens. And then we'll have NBL game live also on the said platform. 6 to 8 with Bulacan and Quezon stand. Yeah, that's it.
So that's exciting schedule ahead, huh?
We just want to,
Yeah, I mean, yes, Chairman. Chairman Mitra.
we just want to add that earlier you were asking about the process on how it has turned professional, how ETTC it was for us. We'd like to reach out to the other leagues that are listening right now. You may ask Ma'am Rose, you may ask some of the others that have turned professional, including volleyball and football. We are not hard to talk to. No? We can adjust, including the fees. Some people are scared to go professional because they don't want some other entities looking after them. But what about the WNBL, NBL, the other leagues? Okay lang naman sa kanila. Hindi rin naman po mahal. Remember, we're not a revenue generating agency. We just want to regulate, make sure that athletes are safe, and that the leagues are being run well. We want to reach out to the other leagues who may want to turn professional. Just make sure that you have the financial and technical capability. Then, of course, yung legal, then we can talk, we can discuss. No, we're not hard to talk to. We want government to assist you in our own way. Kahit na maliit lang yung ahensya namin, gusto namin makatulong sa inyo.
You know, in relation to that, Chairman, this is from Matthew Lee of Tiebreaker Times. This coming weekend, July 17 and 18, is going to be a big weekend for the Games and Amusements Board because there will be not one, but 4 professional leagues operating at the same time. We have the WNBL, the NBL, the PBL, and of course the PBA.
That's right. There will be 4 leagues already, even despite of the pandemic. There are 4 professional leagues that will be operating starting. 2 have already. One's already ongoing. 1 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. And maybe some more later on. In football, medyo nagkakaproblema kami ng konti kasi maraming foreign players and foreigners are not really encouraged to come in. Besides, if they are essential only.
The Chairman, I've been wanting to say this, lupon ng laro at libangan.
Manlalaro.
Yeah, that's
Tagalog ng Games and Amusements.
Yeah, that's the one on the stationary. Yeah. So, by the way, this is all. Let's see, are there any other questions from our media partners? If so, you can just type it on the box and you will ask them to our panel.
Habang wala pa, yung mga liga kasi, parang may allowance naman yung mga players nila, di ba? Ayaw nila tawagin sweldo, gusto nila allowance. May mga premium din, yung mga coaches, yung mga referees, may mga sweldo din. So, might as well professionalize it, di ba? Will help you. If hindi nyo sila madisiplina, pwede kami, di ba? Kung may problema yung player sa team, pwede kami. Kung yung team may problema sa player, tulong din kami. So, wag po kayong don't think that we're going to give you a hard time. We're just here to assist you in our own way. We always believe in self-regulation. As I know, sila Ma'am Rose, meron silang isang tinanggal na player na hindi na umabot sa amin kasi acting unprofessional. Doon lang sa execom nila, tinanggal na nila. So, I'd like to thank them for making lives easier for us. And I know some other leagues do that, yung self-regulation. Pagka wala naman talagang malaking problema, then hindi na kami nagkakita.
Alright, this is a very timely question from Lito Oredo of Abante for Senator Cayetano. Lito would like to know that since our laws on game fixing are quite old as time, is there any possible way for the law to be updated in order to protect our athletes and the leagues?
Yeah, sure. I cannot profess that that's my expertise, no? So if you have any recommendations, as the case has been in my more than 15 years na as a lawmaker, just send us an email and tell us what are the concerns on the law, what particular amendments do you see, and obviously we can easily work with Chairman Baham on this. We're always open. Hindi ko yan expertise, pero talino naman tayo, kaya naman natin intindihin yan. So, we can make it happen if it's necessary, no problem. Can I just take the opportunity also to add to something that Chairman Baham said just before this question about the importance of professionalizing the sports when it's time to professionalize. One other, and this also goes into one of the earlier questions asked about the future of sports in our country. You know, when we open the doors, including professionalizing certain sports and recognizing them, allowing them to do their job, we really also open so many other job opportunities, no? Because the number of professions that will be affected and will be needed for when these sports grow, it will, like, it's the multiplier effect is really, you know, it's beyond even the number of the players. So you'll have from the coaches to the trainers to the nutritionists, the physical therapists, and syempre ayaw natin magka-injury, pero that's part of it. So there will be sports medicine doctors, and they have to go to the rehabilitation. So ang daming tinatamaan dito na professions which will really provide more jobs. And right now, a lot of those who specialize in these fields, including the PTs, they go abroad because they feel that their career path is better abroad. But sa dami, kung dumami, can you imagine, padami silang pagpipilian. May professional volleyball, may professional basketball, may professional football, may professional triathlon. Pag-aagawa na sila, even the colleges will produce more of these professional practitioners, no, in various sports. And even the players themselves might be able to see themselves in those other professions after their playing days. So again, example would be Dinlin Kainlet, who I don't even know if she still had hope kung meron pa siyang nangarap pa siya na magkakaroon pa ng ganito in her playing years, no? Kasi bigla na lang kayo nag-appear, thank God. But here she has a profession that is actually related to basketball or to sports. Kasi eventually, sana hindi nga ma-injure, pero gano'n talaga, may injure dyan. And so you will now have a professional basketball player who on the ground has had experience playing and really knows her sport very well. And having said that, I also wanted to tell Ma'am Rose na maybe you could include it in your, and maybe you already have, no? I just don't know naman. I only happen to know the story of Din Kainget, Dr. Din. And then kanina you mentioned Ariana Lim. I want to know more about the other players. And everybody has an interesting story. It is impossible. Hindi naman nila kailangan isipin na, ay, hindi naman ako doktor, katulad ni Dr. Din. No, it's not about that. It's about ano yung pinagdaanan mo para makarating ka dito, creme de la creme ka, you are a member of the professional team, pinili ka ng isang team na magbabayad, gagastos, ibig sabihin magaling ka. So I want to hear their stories because I want the parents out there, the other young girls out there, the kuyas to know na, may ganun pa nga, so yung pamangkin kong palang ganito, na walang ginawa pag mag-basketball, ang ipaglago sa mga lalaki, eh meron din pala siyang future as a little girl, di ba? Kasi having said that, pag lumalabas ako, ang kadalasan nakikita ko sa mga barangay, kadalasan lalaki talaga nag-basketball. Tapos ang ginawa ni Mayor Lino to promote other sports din, sabi niya, kailangan may black time din yan sa ibang sports, hindi na pwedeng basketball lang naman, di ba? But also just to correct an impression I might have given kanina, nung sinabi ko na sa growth, as in the time of the pandemic, the more na nakikita kong mas maraming maglalaro, I mentioned the outdoors. It's not for me to decide kung pwede na maglaro sa outdoor na trabaho ng IATF yan and DOH, not me. I'm just saying na yan ang safer alternative moving forward out there. Whether allowed na yan at some point, I leave it to IATF. Don't quote me kasi I'm not the one deciding when is it safe and when it's not. And that also depends on the areas kasi. So, yun.
So, for those who have any more questions, just send it to us and we will forward the questions to the panelists that you are asking the question to. because right now we are going to go to a very important segment of today's gathering, and this will be the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between Senator Pia Cayetano and the Women's National Basketball League. So right now we see Ms. Montreal and Senator Cayetano affixing their signatures on the Memorandum of Understanding. And this is really good news. This is really good news for all our women basketball players, that finally we will have a platform for them to showcase their skills. Can't wait, It's gonna be a very interesting 5 days.
Ma'am, after po nila, tayo sila, tapos pakita lang.
Okay, so we had the exchange. May we request Senator Cayetano, Ms. Montreal, and Chairman Mito to please stand up after the signing, yes, and for a photo opportunity.
Bakit basketball na pangalan ng ating Pia? Bakit hindi basketball?
Hindi naman sila mag-invite. Invite nila.
Hindi. Kansaw na lang.
Ako rin. Kansaw lang yan.
Lalapit ako.
Ilocos sila eh.
Oo nga.
Kung apat tayo. Doon sa tabi ni Ma'am Rose dito, sa tabi ni Ate Pia kasi bawal pa po. Social distancing. Dito lang kami sa likod. Dati guys sa likod.
We'd also like to acknowledge the presence of Commissioner Edward Aquino.
Congrats!
Wow, I can feel the happiness now of all the women players after that signing. Of course, before we call it a day, now we'd like to ask first Chairman Mitra for his closing statement. Chairman.
Again, thank you very much to the WNBL. Congratulations, Senator Pia. Thank you very much for your support to women in sports, Pilipina in action. We've been in the Games and Amusements Board for several years already, but in a few months' time, we're going to cease as our role as chairman of the Games and Amusements Board, and we'd like to look back to the days when volleyball, women's basketball, football, chess, jet ski, triathlon, pumasok sa professional. And we'd like to go out with a bang. So we hope that all these events will be safe. No? Just want to remind everybody that dito yan sa grupo na to, ako lang ang COVID recovered eh. Just when I felt that I was at my strongest, I was at my peak, I was biking, I was walking, I was playing, nagkaroon ako ng COVID. So, mga athletes, not because you feel that you're strong, you're not exempted, you're not immune. So, coming from a COVID recovered person and somebody from the Games and Amusements Board, please don't let your guard down. Let's continue to practice the health and safety protocols and have yourself vaccinated as soon as possible. In behalf of Commissioner Ed Trinidad, Commissioner Marma Sanggit, mga kasamahan sa Games and Amusements Board. Maraming salamat. Magandang hapon. Thank you, Senator Pia. Thank you, Ma'am Rose. WNBL, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Chairman Baham Lisa. Okay, next to give her closing statement is Ms. Montreal of the Women's National Basketball League.
Thank you very much once again to Senator Pia Cayetano for gracing this groundbreaking event. We're definitely thrilled to make more her story with her. I'm sure our players are motivated and very much excited to show their skills on a national level. May God bless us all. Mabuhay ang Games and Amusement Board. Mabuhay Senator Pia Cayetano. Mabuhay ang tunay na liga ng atletang Pilipina. Thank you very much.
Of course, we would like to hear from Senator Pia Cayetano.
Yeah, I'd like to will just add to what Chairman Baham said about the importance of being responsible as players. You now have a responsibility also to your country as a professional athlete. And given that this professional league was born in the time of pandemic, let's start there. So I know you love to play. You know, one of my most unforgettable games, no, was when I was 16 years old, palarong pangbansa, and I was playing in Tacloban, and I got a fever. Pero nilaro ko pa rin yun. You can't do that now. Okay? That's my point. You have to report it. Like tayo mga athletes, we're so used to pushing our body, pushing ourselves to the limit. Okay lang yan, kaya mo ba yan? Like, I actually played with a back problem. Up to now, I have back problems. I've had back issues since I was 14. And my coach would say, kaya mo ba? Kaya mo ba? Yes, kaya. Ganun tayo sa athletes eh. Kaya. Okay? But I'm telling you now, the right thing to do is if you're not feeling well, if konting sipon, don't be a star. Now's not the time to be a star because you might victimize your entire team and the other team. Okay? So that's the clear message. You are a star if you report that you're not feeling well and you stay home. That's what you have to do first and foremost as a professional athlete that has been given the exemption and has been allowed to play. Diba? Consider it a privilege that you've been allowed to play. So be very responsible about it. And kung sino man ang mga kasama nyo, whether it's your other teammates, other members, other people involved in the team, be sure you follow those standards and report it. Kasi masisira yung buong liga if hindi nyo gawin yun. So yun yung talagang pakiusap ko, okay? Parang athletes, on your athletes' honor. Having said that, I want to close with this simple statement. I want the day to come where little girls don't have to say, ay, babae. I want them this weekend to see, wow, kayang-kaya pala ng babae mag-basketball. Ang galing pala niya mag-shoot, ang galing pala niya umagaw ng bola, ang galing pala niya mag-rebound, and so on and so forth. I want that for every Filipina out there, and thank you for making that a possibility. And I look forward to watching all the ballers shine. I just personally happen to know Din. We love you, we're proud of you, but I want to get to know the other players too. So I look forward to watching you all.
Thank you very much for those inspiring words, Senator Cayetano. So, well, a lot has happened in the past hour or so, and on behalf of the Women's National Basketball League, this is Ati Servino. Thank you very much for your attendance, and we look forward to a successful WNBL opening this Saturday. See you all in Malolos at the Bulacan Provincial Capital Gym.
Ang loob, sumabay sa laro, walang imposible. Di papakabog, walang sinuman na magpapataob. Sige lang, sige dahil bola bilog, malakas ang loob, di mapapausog. Tama diskarte, di papayag, di makaabante. Mga kilos, walang pakeme-keme, hawak ang bola na paate-ate. Sa sarili lang nakadepende, handang sabayan kahit pa kadete. Di padadaig, hindi mayayaneg, handa pa kita sa mundo'y di mapipilip. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Ito ang liga na bayan, kapapaihan at ang lumaban. WNBL, 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 WNBL. Ito ang liga na bayan, tunay na liga na kapapaihan.